Hello, Eurovision fans. Thank you so much for coming to my channel, Eurovision Histories. Today is a very exciting day because France has announced their artist for Eurovision, Slimane. I have already done a video about that, about him, explaining to you who he is and also why I think that he's a great choice for France in Eurovision. So check that out. However, we have now also heard his song, Mon Amour, the first song of the 2024 season. And as always, I want to do my rating video, looking at different aspects of the song and performance, giving points to these different aspects. You can see them here. So let's have a look. I'm basing this on the live performance that Slimane uploaded to his YouTube channel, which I'm guessing you have already seen. So let's get to the lyrics first. They're, of course, in French, as has to be the case for France, and I love it. The lyrics are quite interesting and nice. It's about a relationship that either ended or isn't really working out. Let's have a look at some of the words that he sings. Do you love me or not? I'd do anything, an ocean in the fire. And he also says, come back to Paris. And he sings, I love you, I don't know why, I replay the scene, but it's always the same, and you don't understand my pain. So it's obviously a relationship of some sort that isn't really working. It could be a partner, or maybe he's also singing about France itself. I thought it's a bit too late to really get into that, I think, but it might be about his relationship to his country. He has touched on that in an interview he did with France Inter, that it's a song about love, about romanticism, and about France. So I'm kind of basing it on that. But the obvious and first interpretation is that it's a lost love or a love that isn't working. And I have to say, I do like these lyrics quite a lot. I think it's quite smart to have Je t'aime, Est-ce que tu m'aimes, and also Reviens Paris, Paris, all of these words that people that even have a very basic understanding of French only or don't speak French at all kind of recognize and see them as really French. That's smart. I kind of expected something even deeper from him and for France. However, I do like them, so I'm giving 4 out of 5 points to the lyrics. Now let's get to the voice. In my video about him, I told you already that he, during his youth, performed in a gospel choir, and you can really hear that. I also told you that he has roots in Algeria, and I feel like in this vocal performance, and most of his vocal performance, but here especially, you really hear a few Oriental influences in the way he is singing, in his singing style. I love, love, love his voice. It has really a lot of place to shine in this song. He goes from very quiet and almost whispering to very loud, emotional, raspy. He's almost growling in the big climax in the end of the song, of the chorus, where he says, Je t'aime. And he goes from vulnerable to powerful. It's just amazing what he can do vocally. And I do believe that he can do this live. So in the end, I'm giving 5 out of 5 points for the voice, also because it stands out because of these very specific singing styles that he has and that he uses. So I'm really, really impressed with his voice, but I kind of expected that because I've been a fan of his for quite some time, mostly or partly because of his voice. Now the performance, this is of course a recorded video. It says live performance, but it looks like a recorded video that had several takes. But when you look at his face, his facial expressions, the way he works the camera, his whole body emotes the song and tells you the story that he is telling, even if you don't understand French, it's incredible. I think the things he can do with his face and the emotions he can infuse into the song, the drama as well. He seems like a dramatic actor to me. So I can't do anything but give him 5 out of 5 points for that as well. Now, usually I look at the staging, and this kind of feels like it could be close to the staging we might see at Eurovision, but I'm also going to talk about the video. It's kind of reminiscent of Voila, because it starts on his hand. We had the hand of Barbara Pravi in the Voila video as well. Then it pans out, and for the big climax, you have this Dotter almost style thing where the light reflects from his shirt, and it's really beautiful. The outfit itself, I would think about it, kind of looks like Marco Mengoni this year meets a knight from medieval times or something like that. Also the hair, the slick hair, I'm not sure about. But the performance as such and the simple way that it is staged, but very effectively, as I said, reminds me of Voila, and that's very positive. However, because of the outfit, which I hope they change a bit, I'm giving 4 out of 5 points. Also, the lighting effect, I don't really like it or love it that much because it cheapens the whole thing a bit. I think it could be even more elegant. Which brings me to the song, because elegant is the word I wrote down here. It's just incredibly French as well. It sounds like a song you would hear on the streets of Paris, and as a tourist you wouldn't be surprised to hear a song like that, which is also very smart because Voila came second, I think because it is so quintessentially French, and so they found a good way to find another song that's similar to that. I do think that it's not very catchy though, so I will love this song. I'm quite sure it kind of reminds me of Due Vite by Marco Mengoni this year as well. It's the kind of song that you have to listen to a few times. However, in Eurovision, especially if you're a Big Five country, people won't hear you that often, probably only one single time. And so it has to stick. I do think that he can do it with his performance, but the song itself isn't catchy enough, probably. However, I do love this very specific and special structure. It's not going through hoops. It's not a mainstream pop song that does chorus, verse. It's much, much better than that. It's very elegant, and I kind of feel like it's an acquired taste, but I do think that a lot of people will like this quite a lot. However, because of the few critiques I had, I'm giving it 4.5 out of 5. Maybe also because I expected something even better from him, because I just, as I've said a few times in this video, love him very, very much. For the overall points, I am counting the song 3 times and all of the others once. So that gets us to an overall rating of 4.5 points for France, Mon Amour by Slimane. But before you go, I also want to make a prediction. This is incredibly difficult this time because we don't have any other songs. We only have 3 other artists, and it's November 2023. How can I predict how he will do in Eurovision 2024? Well, I can't, but let me do it anyway. I do think that this song will be a jury vote grabber. This will do really, really well with the juries, kind of similar to Due Vite by Marco Mengoni maybe, and the way of performing, the professionalism also reminds me a bit of Marco Mengoni, and he did quite well in the televote as well. So I do think that Slimane can do maybe a Due Vite top 5, but I think more certain is a probable top 10 placement. I don't think he will win with this song, to be honest, but I think he will do quite well, and France will be back in the top 10. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. How do you like the song? How would you rate the song? Is there something in the lyrics I'm missing? And how do you think it will do at Eurovision in Malmö next year? Subscribe to this channel. I will do ratings of all of the Eurovision entries 2024. I have news videos, more videos on Slimane and other artists coming out. So do subscribe and come back to this channel for my next video. And I'll see you then. Bye bye.